For part four, what we're going to do is take advantage of the commutative property of multiplication. That commutative property, that's the property that lets you say 4 times 3 is the same thing as 3 times 4. It lets you just move around multiplication or addition. So before we do that, let's expand this exponent. We have 2 times 3 to the 4th power. Now, since that this whole parentheses is being raised to the 4th power, then we'll just treat 2 times 3 like it's the base, because really it is the base. And we'll just go ahead and expand it by saying, well, 2 times 3 to the 4th power, that means that's the base 2 times 3 times itself 4 times. So times 2 times 3 times 2 times 3 and times, of course, 2 times 3. Okay. Now again, multiplication is associative, and this is all multiplication. So we can just get rid of our parentheses. So I'm going to rewrite this, of course, my little equals, and rewrite this thing as 2 times 3 times 2 times 3 times 2 times 3 times 2 times 3. Because, again, I don't need the parentheses since it's all multiplication. And now, here's where I want to use that commutative property. Since I can move around the numbers, if everything's multiplication, I can move around the numbers. This times looks like a minus, so I just want to double check and make sure you know that this is all multiplication. So I just want to move around the numbers. So what I want to do is I want to group all of my 2's first. So I'm going to, just to keep my story straight, as I write one, I'm going to cross it out. So I have 2 times, cross it out. 2 times 2 times 2. And now I'll group together all of my 3's. So I have, this is still all multiplication, so now I have 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And now what I want to do is, since I took away parentheses, I can just add them if I want to, if it helps me organize myself. So since this is all multiplication, I can add parentheses wherever I want, and I'm going to add them. I'm going to use my parentheses to group all of the 2's and all of the 3's. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite each of these groups using the rules of exponents that, of course, I learned today. This is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 as a factor 4 times, or 2 multiplied by itself 4 times. So my base is going to be, of course, 2, and my exponent will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want to write that as 2 to the 4th power. Still multiplication. And now I have the 3's, and I want to rewrite those. So I'm going to say, I know my base is going to be, of course, 3. And my exponent is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 3's, so my exponent is, of course, going to be 4. So what I just learned was 2 times 3, quantity raised to the 4th power, is equal to 2 to the 4th power times 3 to the 4th power. Again, you're going to go ahead and do a little bit of exploration and do, well, hold on, let me skip back. Actually, before you do some exploration, we'll go over one more problem. I wanted to address it with variables too, just so you know. We'll do the same thing really quickly. We'll try to move a little bit faster with this one. 2x raised to the 5th power is the same thing as saying 2x times 2x times 2x times 2x times 2x. And 2x means 2 times x. So that's still all multiplication, so I can do the same thing I did before, where what I'm going to go ahead and do is group all of the 2's together. So if I group all of the 2's, I have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And I'll go ahead and again group all of my x's together. So I have x times x times x times x times x. And I can, of course, again use my parentheses. And I'll rewrite this, and instead of using 2 expanded like this, I'll use 2 as the base, and the exponent will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the x I'm going to use as the base of x, but the exponent of x will be, instead of writing it expanded, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I just learned again was 2x to the 5th is equal to 2 to the 5th times x to the 5th. Now you should be able to go ahead and work on this table, and then again you can check with me later to check to see if your answers are correct.